I have just returned from Hudson's Bay's flagship location in Toronto. It's a big day for that location and 5 others because they are beginning their liquidation sales. Essentially, earlier this week, the company admitted that there was a low probability of them finding a buyer to keep those last 6 stores alive. As some people remember, 90 have already begun their liquidation ahead of today. So for these 6, they were joining the rest of the pack. The store was quite busy. There were people jogging through. They were looking for items like the company's famed stripes that seemed to be like the hot thing that everyone wanted. By the time I made it past that area, there were only a few blankets left. There were some mugs, but some of those like high profile items had really been taken. You could tell the area had been picked over quite a bit. For me, the area that stood out was really the jewelry. That was teeming with people. They were sort of like fighting for the attention of the people behind the desk to retrieve items that were in the glass cases. I saw people who were walking out with, 6 or 7 different items. Some of the shoppers I talked to said these were birthday gifts for years to come or anniversary gifts for years to come. And because they were marked down at 70%, they couldn't imagine where else they would find a discount that heavy. Hudson's Bay has almost 5,000 artifacts, pieces of art, and that famous 1670 Royal Charter that started the business. Yesterday in court, they got permission to begin exploring the auction process with a famous auction house called Heffel. What they're going to be doing over the next few weeks is cataloging all of the artifacts that they have. They're going to lay out what a process could look like that will net them the money that they need to pay off their creditors, but also appease a lot of people who have come forward and said, some of these items have historic value. Maybe they shouldn't wind up in private hands. So there's a little bit of time that someone has to save Hudson's Bay. Essentially, next week there's a deadline where you'll have to put forward a binding proposal to save the business. So if someone is interested, they could come forward. We've had some indication that there is some interest out there, but given what they said earlier in the week about low probability that someone wants to run sort of a 6-store model, it's unclear if anyone making a bid would, want to operate all of the stores that are remaining or would want to take the Bay's name and start their own thing and use the trademarks.